Hey there, Clashers, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at some Town Hall 13 ground attacks that are not Yeti smash attacks and they're not hybrid attacks. So we're going to be looking at some Queen Charge with miners and hog riders separately on their own. So let's take a look. Okay. So, like I mentioned, we're going to be looking at some Town Hall 13 triples. It does have hogs and miners in the attacks, but they are separate, so it is not actually hybrid. Hog riders and miners are still very viable on their own, and we'll take a look at some examples here. Okay, so we're going to start off with the miners. We've got Andrew coming in with a Queen Charge miner attack. So you're going to see he's got a couple of baby dragons. He's going to actually push his queen into the scatter shot over here. She'll be able to get that whole area cleared out, the scatter shot, the enemy CC, the enemy queen. So pretty good value here for the Queen Charge. Couple of baby dragons down here at the bottom side, get the mortar, and then the baby dragon queens up. Same thing on the other side of the queen, and of course the super wall breaker makes that wall break really easy. So he's able to get that queen in, no problems at all. So there she goes, she's working in towards that scatter shot there. She'll get that bomb tower down and then step up. She does get the archer tower down. Now she goes inside the compartment. She gets the CC lured, but she does get the scatter shot down before she starts working on the CC, and that does help make sure she can get through that without any issues. So the poison's down. That's going to get the witch and some of the pups in that poison. Going to help get those down a little more quickly. Gets a minion in there to help take down a couple of pups as well, and then the queen can continue on. In the meantime, he does have the king coming in. The king's actually going to get that side of the base cleared out a little bit, and he gets some Teslas down and the enemy king. So getting the enemy king helps a lot when you've got a bunch of miners. Now he's got the siege barracks down on the bottom side, and this is going to finish up the funnel so he can send the miners straight into the town hall. So the P.E.K.K.A is going to finish up that Tesla there. Wizard's in behind there helping out quite a bit. He accidentally drops a freeze there instead of his miner, so he did swag a freeze early on in the raid. Not going to be an issue, obviously. Now he has his hog riders coming in out of the siege barracks. The RC goes in with the hog riders. They're going to work on getting some of those defenses down. Most importantly is that scatter shot there. The hogs do veer off a little bit, but the miners are heading in. They did get the town hall down. Warden ability was used. They've got the scatter shot down. That's one of the biggest threats, especially for the miners. So both of the scatter shots are down at this point. A couple of wizard towers over here, though. It looks like 3 of them in a row he's got to get through, and he doesn't have any heal spells left, but he's going to keep on pushing through. The RC is helping out. Now the miners are going to start splitting up a little bit. Not a huge deal here because they're still in a couple of big groups and they are going to be working in the same general direction. He does have this storage still up that a couple of them got onto, but for the most part the miners are up here working along this side of the base in the same direction, so they're going to be eventually coming back together. So the RC is going to be going down soon. She's just about out of health there. He does find some ground skellies. That's also going to hold up the miners for just a little bit, but it does pull the miners away from the defenses because they went over to the warden. So the warden goes down. They'll work on those miners, or on those skellies over there, and then everything's going to come together here, take down that cannon, and then this is a very easy triple for Andrew. Okay, for the second Queen Charge Miners example here, we have a symmetrical base, and it looks like it's kind of a ring base. He's got the Town Hall isolated in the middle of the base, not going to be an issue. Starting the queen up at the top side, and because this is a symmetrical base, it doesn't really matter which way the queen goes when she finishes up with the king. She can go right or left, and the plan is basically going to be the same, because the buildings are pretty much the same on either side of the base, so you don't have to invest too much in funneling. So the queen does decide to go left. She's going to head down towards 9 o'clock, and that's going to be fine. He's going to use a rage spell here in a bit. Something he's doing over here, he's using a Yeti to funnel out this area so that the queen goes in towards the enemy queen and scatter shot. But something I want to point out in a video here soon is actually using Yetis and funneling more often, because it's a pretty valuable funneling troop if you think about it. So it's going to take down the buildings, and in the meantime the Yeti mites are hopping out and taking out the archer tower, and then he'll get some damage on some of the other defenses as well as the Yeti moves through and gets taken out. But in the meantime, the queen's going in. He dropped the super wall breaker. He opened up that wall so she can reach the scatter shot. Well, she can already reach the scatter shot, but the big thing is reaching that single target inferno. So he wants to get the queen in there so she can take that out, and then he doesn't have to worry about losing the queen when she gets in range of that Inferno. So down goes the single target Inferno. The king is in on the top side. He's going to start working down that side of the base, and then he's going to send the miners in straight at the eagle. So here come the miners now, and they're not going to go to the town hall, which is actually what he wants. He wants them to go around the town hall because he does have the blimp. The blimp is going to come in behind, and then he's going to send that to the town hall. So the queen's working down one side, the miners are going down the other side, and then the town hall secured, so everything is going as planned here. So he's got the CC down. The queen's going to work out of that compartment there. Blimp's coming in. He's got sneaky goblins in there. That makes quick work of the town hall. And then the miners are working through. He did use the warden's ability. That helps make sure that the town hall goes down and the miners can keep on going through. So the single infernos on this make this really easy because there's nothing that single infernos can really do to take out miners. The biggest thing a single inferno could do right now is take out either the queen or the warden. I think the king is already down. I'm not even sure where he used the RC. I think I missed that. But she may have went in with the miners over there. But the miners are still working through. The queen's working through the bottom side. She is in range of the Inferno now. She does still have her ability though, and she's going to have to use it while she works through those skellies. So there's the queen's ability. Last heal spell is used on the miners down here by the wizard tower and the bomb tower. So able to heal off that splash damage. There's nothing that can stop these miners at this point. And this is going to be a great hit from King Brett. Alright, moving on to some Queen Charge Hog Riders now. We're going to have Fresh Air coming in with a Queen Charge Hogs, and then sending the Queen in towards the enemy Queen and the Scatter Shot here. So there's the Queen, a couple of balloons on the funnel for each side. There are the healers, and then she's going to start moving in with that Super Wall Breaker. So there's the wall break, the wall is opened up, and she's going to go in towards the enemy CC and the enemy Queen. So there's the first Rage Spell down as she starts working through that CC. So as we know, I think miners would be the most similar to the hybrid attacks, but I would say that hogs are a bit more different than using just straight up hybrid, because of course you have to have an answer for the CC. That's true with hogs, miners, or hybrid, but with hogs you also have to have an answer for the enemy queen and the enemy RC. In this case, he's taking out the enemy queen with his queen, which is perfect. He's also going to get the town hall down, so that's something else you really have to have an answer for. Miners, they can actually duck down under the town hall when it explodes. Hog Riders, you want to make sure that you've got either a kill squad or a queen charge taking out the town hall, or you have to use the warden ability. You can actually get the hogs to survive if you have a heal spell with the warden's atome area, so that little HP buff that he gives, you can get hogs to survive the blast that way as well. But in any case, back to this attack, he's got the jump spell in, so the queen's going in deep. She did get hit with the warden, so he's got to use the ability there. She got a bit low, but she's able to take down that town hall, no problems. Now he has that nice C-shaped path thing that he's going to use. He's got his king going in over here with the siege barracks. It's going to help clear out some of those defenses on the corner, and then the hogs are going to come in and follow that C-shape around the base. So for the enemy RC, she is down here on the bottom side, but he sent his RC in with the hogs, so as they move around, she can take care of any skeleton traps. In this case, there are a lot of ground skeletons that are popping up. She can also take care of the enemy royal champion. So that's going to work out perfectly, and he doesn't really have to worry about the single infernos targeting the RC like you would with miners, because the hogs obviously are not dipping down underground. So the RC is pretty much safe from that. So she can work in, she's going to get the skeletons finished up and then head back over towards the enemy RC. So the hogs, they are working around the outside now, going into that bomb tower, getting hit with the scatter shot, so they get quite a bit damage there. They get pretty low in health, but he gets the healers there and the heal spell, so he's able to keep all those hogs alive, gets them topped up and healthy as they head into the last couple of defenses. The other thing that really makes hogs different is the fact that you have to have cleanup troops behind them, because obviously they target defenses, so they're leaving all those other buildings behind them. So you got to make sure you have cleanup, which Fresh Air did. Obviously, he's got all this cleaned up. He still has some wizards working around, a bunch of wizards. I think most of those are from the siege barracks, maybe all of them. I can't recall how many wizards he had at the beginning, but he still has his RC ability as well, and we're going to see that's what he's going to use to finish up this very nice hog triple. Alright, so here we have the last attack of this video. We've got Ben coming in with another great Queen Charge Hog Rider attack. And he's actually starting off with a Yeti bomb this time. He's not going to use a rage spell with the Yeti bomb, but he's going to send the blimp in. He sent quite a few balloons in, checking for seeking air mines, also getting some of those buildings taken out before the blimp goes through. So there goes the blimp, and it's going to drop right on that single target Inferno. And it's going to work out perfectly. He's going to get the CC lure, which is pretty important. And he's also going to get the Inferno Tower, the Wizard Tower, and that Ground Expo taken out with the Yetis. Now, I didn't get anything else taken out on that side, but that's fine. The Queen's going to be able to reach all of that now. So the Queen's coming in. She's got her healers there, and then one more balloon. Check for any Seeking Air Mines. She's going to make quick work of the CC with the Poison spell. So the Poison's going to come in just a second. There it is. And then she's just got to work through those Ice Golems. So with the Queen, he's going to actually send the King in as well up here on the top side over by the Siege Barracks. And what the King is going to do is he's going to work along the outside of here, take out some of these buildings, and that's going to push the Queen in this little channel here. You can see that the wall's not connected there. So with the King taking out those buildings, normally you'd see the Queen go up and around the outside, but now the Queen can go in between the walls here, and then that's going to let her get a huge value here. So there goes the King up and along, and then the Queen's working through. The King's actually going to take out the RC, and the King's going to tank the scatter shot as the Queen makes her way up there. So the King's getting quite a bit of value just on his own, and he's going to work through, continue tanking that scatter shot as the Queen takes it out. I believe he's tanking the Warden as well, and the Warden actually does quite a bit of damage with each of his hits when you're trying to do a Queen charge. So now she's onto the Town Hall. He's going to drop another Rage there, and then you can see she's going to keep on working through. She's going to be able to take out the enemy Queen as well, and she would take out the other scatter shot, but the Hogs are coming through now. He's got the heal spell. He sent the Warden and the Royal Champion with the Hog Raiders. They're going to work through this Eagle, get it taken down, and then they've got the Inferno Tower there, and then of course all those Expos. But the only thing for splash damage left is a couple of Wizard Towers over here, and then of course that other scatter shot. Right now the Queen's tanking it, but it is actually going to turn. He does use his Warden ability, so he's going to not take much damage from the first shot from the scatter shot. Double Giant Bomb there, freezes the scatter one more time as the Hogs and the RC move in to take it out. Now the RC is going to work on the enemy King. Hogs are moving through the last few defenses over here. All of the splash damage is down. Queen's still working through. He drops a wall breaker there. He's going to open up the wall, gives the Queen a little bit more freedom on moving through and getting things taken out, because at this point the only thing left is cleanup. And with that huge value Queen charge, he never even used the Queen's ability. So she pushed up all the way up and around this base. He pops it now to get some more archers onto the field and help push through the cleanup. But he didn't need the Queen's ability for all that value, and that's really what made the difference in this attack. So a great hit here getting that triple. So that's all I've got for this video. I know people are getting a little bit tired of seeing the Yeti smashes and the hybrid, so I wanted to do something a little more different. I still think just the minor attacks are exciting to watch, and I think, of course, the Hog Rider attacks are exciting to watch. So wanted to bring a couple of those to the channel, and I'm very interested to see how the meta shakes up here. We're supposed to be getting a update before the end of June. That's what Darian has said. He said it'll be a second quarter update, and the second quarter ends at the end of this month. So excited to see what comes with that update. Excited to see if the meta is going to change, because I'd like to see something different than what we've been seeing for the last couple of months. Basically since Town Hall 13 dropped, to be honest. I am also excited to see if we can get some more air attacks, although I do have an air attack video coming, and I believe I'm going to go ahead and publish that one either tomorrow or the day after that. So if you want to see some air attacks, be on the lookout for that one. Excited for that one as well. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and if you like it, be sure to hit me with that thumbs up. And of course, be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more Clash content from me. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you all next time.